Welcome back to DubyaCast. Today, I thought we could look at the hardware store scene. This subplot begins after Sid Caesar and Edie Adams land in Santa Rosita and go to get a pick and a shovel. They arrive at a hardware store owned by a guy named Mr. Dinkler, played by Edward Everett Horton. After finding their way into the basement, they get the pick and the shovel and are promptly locked in. Subsequently, they're involved in no small amount of shenanigans before finally blowing a hole in the wall and escaping. These shenanigans include burning out half the cellar, crashing a forklift, Sid getting electrocuted, and to top it off, the exploding of an enormous supply of fireworks. Needless to say, Mad World special effects man Danny Lee had a field day. Let's hear what he has to say on the matter.
Well, we had, what's his name?
Sid Caesar.
Sid and Edie Adams locked in the hardware store. And he tried to hammer his way out, short circuit his way out, and finally he discovered the fireworks. We had fireworks coming out our ears. It was a hot set, and Edie and Sid did the acting and the fireworks set. I wouldn't recommend it, but they were doing it.
After Danny confirmed that Sid Caesar and Edie Adams actually did the scenes, I decided to ask him how he managed to pull off the scene where Sid gets electrocuted without actually injuring him.
Well, I had two devices handheld, and he would push them together, and we had a arc machine, welding arc machine hooked up, and when they touched the points, the carbons, it would flash. And because of the heat generated, we made these handles like two wires. Flowing water, cool water, to keep them from burning him.
I also asked him, did they ever run into any problems with the door that Sid Caesar waxed? Did it ever collapse or anything?
No, just dented.
Before I moved on to other questions, I just had to get my curiosity satisfied on one last thing. Where were the upstairs scenes of the hardware store filmed?
The hardware store was interior at the studio.
And that's all for today. As for the announcements, well, I had like 1,000,000. I had like 1,000,000,000. I had like 8. I couldn't resolve how best to fit them all into one video, so I sent some over to next week. We still have several though, so let's get started. First of all, here's something that'll make you wriggle with delight. That is, if you routinely wriggle with delight. DubyaCast will henceforth be broadcast in 1080 pixels, really high definition. You also won't see those annoying black bars at the top and bottom of the image anymore, so by all means enjoy it full screen from now on. The other day, I learned that the previously mentioned on this show Mad World location photographer and historian Ron Kowal had heard of DubyaCast. I also learned something else. His name isn't pronounced Kowal, it's pronounced Kwal. Fail. Now, I don't mean that his last name is a fail. In fact, it's actually kind of catchy. Okay, maybe that's going a little too far, but still, sorry for the mishap, Mr. Kowal. I mean Kwal. I'm one of your biggest fans. To all the rest of you, if you haven't checked out his comprehensive Mad World location web album...
What are you, some kind of a nut?
Final link in the description. I recently made an appearance on Expelliarmus's vlog, filmed at the California Homeschool Network Expo a couple weeks ago. You can check that out here and his channel in the description. You may have noticed that in the past, the Mad World footage shown on DubyaCast has been unattractively squished. In other words, it's been stretched in both directions vertically and as a result looks thin. I have that sorted out, and you can now enjoy Mad World in the full size, resolution, and aspect ratio. Last but not least, we talked about Mad World errors in a recent episode. One in particular showed Captain Culpepper being alerted of Sylvester's progress when the police theoretically shouldn't know about him yet. As soon as the episode was released to the DubyaCast Facebook group, viewers Wayne Wallace, David Dahl, and George Libretti all referred me to the deleted scene where Sylvester steals his girlfriend's car. Thanks for reminding me, guys. The video portion of this scene reportedly doesn't exist anymore, and I've never heard the audio. And before I go, let's not forget the DubyaCast comment question of the day, which is, if you were stuck in a hardware basement, what would you do first? Make sure to leave your answer in the comments section below, and thanks for watching DubyaCast.
Can't you do it, Melville?
Don't you think I would if I could? I'm trying. I'm trying very hard.